Morning, everyone. Meteorologist Bill Rentschler in the 1011 Now streaming studio. Hope everyone is having a nice Tuesday morning. Expecting kind of more of the same as we head into the day today. Above average temperatures, generally quiet conditions, and that's generally what we've seen a lot of over the course of the last week or so. This is, again, last day of September. So looking back at the month as a whole, so far, 15 days with above average high temperatures, 14 days with below average high temperatures, and today will be another day in red with highs back into the 80s. So again, if you think back, feels like a long time ago now, we had one of the coolest starts to September on record with that run of again, almost 10 days, right around 10 days of below average high temperatures in the 60s and 70s. It was cool. It was rainy. I enjoyed it. It was an early taste of fall. But again, now here by the end of the month, we're actually going to finish the month with more above average high temperatures than below. And likely in terms of those average temperatures, for again, as cool as it was to start the month, we're likely going to be finishing off the month probably right around where we should be as a whole. But again, looks like the last day of September will be pretty quiet for us, with, again, a little bit of cloud cover, warmer temperatures, but then we're going to be keeping an eye on, again, some warm weather heading our way as we begin October. Again, at least in the ballpark, potentially, of some record high temperatures, I think, as we head over the next several days. So we're going to keep an eye on that. Because it's going to be pretty warm for us, again, first couple days of October. So we'll get into that in just a second again, but looking at your weather headlines for the day today. See if we can get it to go there. There we go. Again, a little bit cooler today compared to what we had yesterday, thanks to a little bit more cloud cover through the day today, but again, still above average. And like I mentioned, looking at those warmer temperatures for the first few days of October, really. But we are looking at least a little bit of a pattern shift, or at least a brief change, with some cooler and wetter weather heading our way as we head into certainly late this weekend and then into early parts of the work week next week. Those rain chances begin to pick up Saturday and Sunday as the slow-moving cold front kind of stalls out across the state. So Lincoln Weather Almanac numbers from yesterday, 87 and 53, both of those numbers above average. Again, no moisture yesterday, so no moisture expected today. So again, we're going to finish the month with just over 3.5 inches of rainfall here in Lincoln. But also, while that's above average, we're going to finish the month of September, again, the three-quarter mark of the year, with about a 3-inch rainfall deficit, which, again, getting into October, November, December, some of our drier months, as, again, we transition into the winter season. Low temperatures this morning, 40s, 50s, and 60s on the board across the state. Here in the Lincoln Metro, though, it was generally upper 50s and lower 60s, and generally it was just lower 60s for most. A few spots on the outskirts of town dropping down into the upper 50s, a little bit away from that urban heating. Right now, again, dealing with some cloud cover across at least parts of eastern Nebraska, a little bit more sunshine in the west. Here in Lincoln, again, some filtered sunshine with some high-level cloudiness streaming through the area. 64 at the airport, 67 right now at the 1011 studios. Light southeast wind and dew points are in the upper 50s for us. So again, overall, pretty quiet, pretty comfortable start to our Tuesday morning. Temperatures currently on the board, mid to upper 60s for most of the Lincoln Metro. Across the state, middle 60s for much of central and eastern Nebraska, with some 50s still on the board across western and southwestern sections of the state. Dew point numbers, again, nothing too unusual here, generally in the upper 40s to upper 50s. Winds generally light out of the south or southeast at around 5 to 10 miles an hour, should remain fairly light for us as we head through the day today. Could see, again, 5 to 15, maybe 8 to 18 miles an hour at times. As far as the satellite radar picture, again, we can see some of that high-level cloudiness streaming through southeastern and eastern parts of the state. There is some moisture showing up on the radar there, but again, not much of that is actually reaching the ground at this point. You zoom out and look at a statewide view. Again, you can kind of see west of North Platte, skies generally clear. East of there, at least dealing with some of that high-level cloudiness. If you look at the visible satellite imagery, which unfortunately I do not have. Goodness gracious, where did my visible satellite imagery go? Let's see if I can fix that. Trying to read sideways here, and it's hard to do. Here we go. There it is. All right, we fixed it. So there's a look at the visible satellite imagery. Again, you can see a lot of that mid and high level cloudiness across the eastern half of the state. So again, there could be some peaks with sunshine kind of here and there, but generally speaking, I think we're going to be looking at a lot of cloud cover as we head through the day today. We zoom out, look at a regional view. Overall, things pretty quiet, but again, we can see a lot of cloud cover streaming up from the southern plains. Keep an eye on some showers off to the far west, again, across portions of Utah. Again, keep an eye on that next little system that, again, could bring us a few sprinkles maybe as we head into the day tomorrow. You zoom out even further, national view, again, busy along the eastern seaboard, have both Hurricane Humberto and now Hurricane Imelda churning just off the eastern seaboard, bringing some rain to, again, parts of the Carolinas, bringing high surf, dangerous rip currents, things like that. But thankfully, those are the primary concerns with those two storms, as they are basically, again, forecast to take a pretty hard right turn and push out into the Atlantic as we head over the next 24 to 48 hours. So again, that's the current look at both of those storms. This is a look at the infrared satellite imagery from both of those storms. You can see Humberto, especially compared to what it looked like yesterday. Again, it really has kind of fallen apart just a little bit. Again, yesterday was a Category 4. Today, I believe it's down this morning down to a Category 2. But Hurricane Imelda has kind of become a little bit more organized. Again, yesterday it was tropical depression. Today, a Category 1 hurricane. But again, if you look at the tropical tracks with both of those systems, forecast to take a pretty hard right turn and then move out to sea. So again, not going to threaten the eastern seaboard again, other than, again, those high tides or a high surf and some dangerous rip currents along those areas. So that's expected basically along the entire eastern seaboard. Otherwise, again, in terms of weather alerts, there's really nothing else that's going on across much of the country. Again, weather, generally speaking, is pretty quiet for a lot of us, including here across the plains. So if we check out Skycast through the day today, again, some clouds, again, filtered sunshine at times, but above average temperatures across the state. Again, I think the clouds will mainly impact the eastern half of the state. A little bit more sunshine in the west as we head into this evening, still dealing with at least some cloudiness. But then overnight, I think we see gradual clearing here in Lincoln and across eastern Nebraska. Wednesday morning, small chance, could see a little line of some spotty showers, maybe an isolated rumble of thunder across parts of central Nebraska. I think most areas likely stay dry, though. Don't think we'll see that chance here in Lincoln or far eastern Nebraska as we head into the day on Wednesday, where we should see mostly to partly sunny skies through the day. And then Wednesday night and into Thursday morning, mainly clear skies, quiet conditions, and then plenty of sunshine heads our way as we head into the day on Thursday with more above average temperatures. And then it's kind of, again, just kind of copy and paste that forecast into Friday, but then into the weekend and into early next week is when we start to at least see some chances for some rainfall become back into the forecast. So again, this is the 7-day precipitation potential. So again, catching what's going on this weekend and then into early next week, and that's where a lot of this is going to come from, which again, right now, broad brush speaking, we're looking at still fairly light rainfall amounts, tenth, quarter to maybe half an inch across much of the state. Again, a lot of that coming this weekend and into early parts of the week next week. Severe weather threat not expected over the next several days. Again, can't rule out maybe an isolated rumble today for the day tomorrow. Again, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility, but no severe weather expected. Same into the day on your Thursday. So if we zoom in, take a closer look, statewide view again through the day today, eastern half of the state dealing with partly to mostly cloudy skies through the day into this evening. Again, that cloud cover continues to shift to the east. Clear skies for much of central and western Nebraska by 10 o'clock tonight. Into the day tomorrow, again, maybe a spotty shower or two in central parts of the state by the afternoon, though. I think we're seeing mostly to partly sunny skies across the state, dry conditions, warm conditions. Skies clear out Wednesday night into the day on Thursday, and then plenty of sunshine heads our way through the day on your Thursday. As again, the main weather story will be the above average temperatures, which today will be a little bit cooler than what we had yesterday. Again, thanks to the cloud cover, lower 80s. Again, average high temperatures nowadays, generally in the lower to middle 70s. So again, we're still about 10 degrees or so above average where we should be. So lower 80s today, 83 in Lincoln, 81 in Grand Island, 82 in North Platte. Lows tonight, mid to upper 50s to right around 60 degrees. Highs tomorrow begin to jump back up, getting into the mid 80s, especially for eastern Nebraska. couple degrees cooler in central and western parts of the state. Thursday morning up looking at 50s to right around 60 degrees for lows. Thursday, most of the state looking at upper 80s to around 90 degrees for us. Friday morning, mid to upper 50s, low 60s. Friday afternoon, we're looking at highs again right around 90 for most of eastern Nebraska, which again, that's pretty warm. And again, within shouting distance of some record highs for areas in eastern Nebraska. And then into the weekend, Saturday morning, warm start to our Saturday. Lows mid 60s again, so farmers market Saturday morning shouldn't have any issues. Saturday afternoon, again, Huskers hosting Michigan State, and again, we're still looking at upper 80s, right around 90 degrees for high temperatures. So again, if that's the air temperature outside the stadium, inside the stadium, it's probably going to feel 10-15 degrees warmer when you're in there with 85,000 of your closest friends. So again, this is going to be a warm one as the Huskers host Michigan State. So again, 7-day forecast in Lincoln looks like this. A little bit cooler today compared to what we had yesterday, but still above average. 83 for the last day of September. Wednesday, 86. Again, record high on Wednesday is 94. Thursday, 88. Record high is 94. Friday, right around 90. Record high is 96. Saturday, 89. Record high is 93. And then temperatures begin to cool back down a little bit Sunday, and certainly much cooler than into Monday of next week. But again, you can see first couple days of October are going to be pretty warm. And then the small chances for moisture start on Saturday. Again, I think most areas probably dry. But again, keep that in mind if you're heading down to Memorial Stadium for that 3 o'clock kick. And then that cold front finally begins to really push across the state. Sunday's kind of the transition day. And then Monday, 73, which again looks like a dramatic cool down. It is, but that's by Monday what our normal high temperature is. Again, that's October 6th, normal high temperature right in the low 70s. So again, that's getting right back to where we should be this time of year. And you can see the dichotomy on the 10-day forecast between the first 5-6 days and the next 4 or 5 days after that. So again, we're looking at 80s to low 90s over the next several days, but then Sunday into the week next week, it's 60s, 70s, then up to right around 80 degrees. Does look like a fairly brief cool down because Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's upper 60s, low 70s, but then by next Thursday, looks like temperatures could be back above average, but cooler, but above average, but into the mid to upper 70s to right around 80 degrees. Dew point temperatures look, again, maybe a touch muggy here and there, kind of over the next course of the next several days. Again, long-range models, though, have a pretty dramatic push of cooler air arriving as we head Sunday into Monday of next week, and that's going to allow for some of those temperatures to really fall. Again, much drier air. So, again, easier to see a little bit more of that diurnal range and that temperature change through the day when we have dry air like that. So again, dew points potentially into the 20s and 30s early next week. Rainfall chances, again, basically zip over the course of the next several days. Some scattered, isolated chances Saturday, Sunday, and then a little bit of a wetter pattern than I think through the first half of the week next week. 8 to 14-day temperature outlook. This is October 7th through October 13th, favoring above average temperatures across the region. So again, looks like the cool down early next week may just be a short-lived, brief cool down before we see above-average temperatures again overtake the area. And right now, long-range models favoring above-average precipitation across much of the region as well, which again we would take again with our deficit that we have come year to date. If you look at the 8 to 14-day hazards outlook from the National Weather Service, again, nothing for excessive heat, but they do have us in at least a slight risk for some heavy precipitation. And this is, again, October 7th through October 13th. So that'll be something to keep an eye on. It would appear that could be, let's see here. In the October 7th through October 11th kind of time frame. So that would be next Tuesday kind of through next Saturday. So we'll keep an eye on that. Again, just one of those kind of long-range signals that we see, and then we're like, ooh, what's going on with this? And so we'll keep an eye on that But otherwise, it's just going to be warm for us over the next couple of days. And really, that's the only thing for us to really worry about as we round out September and really begin October. So appreciate everyone, as always, for tuning in and for watching. Hope everyone has a nice Tuesday, stays cool out there, and hope everyone finishes out their September on a high note.